Hello everybody, I would like to welcome you to this course FSS 150. I would like to welcome those who were with us during course FSS 120 and those who are joining us for the first time in this course. Before introducing week 1 content, I would like to highlight a few points that are reflected in the introduction to this course. The first thing is that the issue of lab safety, and since we are dealing with microorganisms, it's imperative that we should adhere to good practices of laboratory safety. And in this regard, we have included for you a lab safety manual that we require you to read carefully, understand, and at the same time follow whenever you are doing a lab in microbiology. And to ensure that you have read it and you have understood it, you are required to sign a lab safety agreement, sign it and submit it. So don't forget to submit that lab safety agreement. That's important because unless you submit it, we are not sure that you have read and signed and adhered to the lab safety regulations. The other thing about the introductions that I wanted to reflect is about plagiarism. And plagiarism, of course, is not a good thing. And the Bay Path University has a policy for plagiarism. And of course, you can go through that policy in the different policies of Bay Path University. And we have included for you some tips to tell you if there is any plagiarism in any article that you submit. Another thing which is also reflected in the introductions is giving you some tips to help you succeed, tips for success. So as you are aware that everybody, all of you want to score very high grades and succeed in your studies. So these tips help you a lot and would be useful for you to use. So these are the general issues that I wanted to highlight with regard to the introductions shown in the course. Now back to week 1. This week, the title of the week is Microorganisms, Types and Food Spoilage. And it has been reported that there is a lot of food spoilage around the world, in the US and around the world. So food spoilage happens to or is caused by different factors. These include chemical, physical, or biological factors. And microorganisms cause a large part of that spoilage. That's why we want to study these microorganisms, the relationship to food spoilage. And also throughout the course, we are going to deal with foodborne diseases in other weeks. But in this week, we are going to focus on food spoilage and microorganisms. And of course, the aim of this issue, studying the relationship between food spoilage and microorganisms, is to make sure that we preserve food in good condition and reduce or decrease or lessen the amount of food spoilage that happens around the world. The main part of this week is the lab, in which you are going to study or to learn about microscopes. And as you are aware that microorganisms are very small organisms that cannot be seen by the naked eye. Excuse me. So you need a microscope for that issue. That's why we thought of introducing you to microscopes, and I'm sure that most of you are aware of microscopes and have used them before, but it's just to emphasize that relationship between the study of microorganisms and microscopes. And particularly this lab is going to be a virtual lab, in the sense that you are going to go through content that is in the web, in the internet, and follow the guidelines, the directions, the requirements, and I'm sure you are going to find it very interesting and very useful. So we are going to use this virtual lab for this week. The other components, as usual, of course, is a discussion and the reading quiz. And these are regular components of all the weeks, as you know. My advice for you is to start as early as you can, as early as possible. Follow the guidelines, the regulations. Make sure that you follow all the points which are required, and submit all your work on time. So don't delay. And again, if you have any questions or any queries or any things that you want to discuss with us, you are welcome, and we are always here to help you. So at the end, I would like to say again, welcome and have a good week, and we will see you online and benefit from this course.